What I learned about death, for me it was without pain. A little stomach nausea, and when I lifted my head up, the breath in my lungs came out involuntarily, and at that same moment I collapsed back onto the pillow. There was nothing painful about it, and seemed so quick that heaven took me by surprise. One remarkable thing about not having a body of flesh in heaven is none of the urges or needs of the flesh are present. Your flesh is weak. The spirit is without those infirmities. You don't think about those things. It's like the desires of the body are completely absent from your being. Nothing to tie you to those needs and desires. It doesn't affect your being there. You're at peace because you aren't subject to the limitations of the flesh. There's nothing your being desires anymore that pertains to the body. You're completely liberated, and the only thing you are more of an observer. You enjoy what heaven has to offer. You really are at peace because you're no longer warring with the flesh. It's perfection in a sense. The sin is a part of the makeup of the flesh's desires. Without any attachment to the body, there's no sinful thoughts. You're an honored guest too. It's a beautiful experience. You don't need the body to exist there. I was like a little ball of energy or something. I had no way of moving on my own, so the angel carried me everywhere and showed me everything I needed to see, and there was nothing frightening there. You also know why you end up where you end up too. I told you if you don't believe me, then hook me up to a lie detector test. I know what I experienced. There's peace without the body's constant needs. That's the best way I can describe it. I hope that's how I go when I die again. It was easy. God is merciful indeed, something that should have been frightening, but wasn't. It was a beautiful experience. I hope you find God as I did. Maybe it will be similar for you. What I experienced was easily summed up by what I saw there. Heaven is real. Angels are real. Hell is real. Christ is real too. I never experienced hell. I only saw its entrance. I was never in fear of it. It wasn't my destination. The only noise I heard in death was Christ's voice. Everything else was dead silence. You can see, though, the amazing part was the beautiful peace and peace of mind. This really isn't my time here now. It is an opportunity to warn you, though. That's part of Christ's commandments, loving your neighbor. That's why I warn people. I saw what soul pulled out of that pit looked like. It ain't pretty, people. If you won't be deterred from your wickedness, then that's on you. I've done all I can to make it as real for you as it was for me. I've done my part. I'm just waiting to return one day. The only things that matter here are the relationships you have here, and especially your relationship with Christ. If I didn't tell you this, then I'd be guilty of not warning you ahead of time. There's no need for me to hate you. I had choices just like you do. I could have lived without faith in a sense and been completely worldly. I was blessed with a childhood that taught me what Christ expects of us. I want you to understand something else too. I didn't get a sense of famous preachers being there. They may have taught Christ, but they didn't truly live for him. They pursued what they deemed was acceptable to them. That's the trap, people. That's what separates the righteous from the damned. If they weren't in heaven, then where were they? There's only one other place I know of they could have been besides the shadows there. I felt people in the shadows there. It was like they were too ashamed to even be seen. That's not really heaven for them. It's somewhere in between. Yeah, they're not in hell, but it ain't experiencing heaven either. This is the best I can do for you. I don't need to lie either. There's no promise of hell for me. Maybe you, but not me. I promise you on everything you don't want what's in that pit. My friend looked as if he was cut and burned. He was recognizable as a person. He wasn't luminescent like the young woman I saw there. She knew me, but I didn't know who she was, and it took a while for me to be able to surmise that she was the first child that was conceived by us that miscarried at 2 or 3 weeks into the pregnancy. She was a whole person there, appearing to be the same age as she would have been in life at that time. Don't hate me here. Hate me in hell, but you really can't, because I warned you ahead of time. I did my part. The communication wasn't verbal between me and others. It was an emotional type language, looks and feelings. There was no breath for me to even speak. There was nothing there to make me think of sinful thoughts or the desires of the flesh. I've read other people's accounts of hell. You'll wish you didn't have a body there. That's a fact. It ain't no party I want anything to do with from what I saw concerning it, and I didn't see into it. I can't imagine that. I'm glad I didn't see into hell, too. You're free to believe whatever you want. The only proof I can offer you is my account of my experience with death. You have no right to hate me. I cared enough to tell you. That's all I can do, and if you hate me for it, then you know where you can go. Amen.